looked like he broke a tackle, and then there was nobody to stop him on that one.
Fantastic job. Good blocking downfield. They got that stretch play. Number 68 there on the edge seals the block. 61 coming up from behind. That's Joseph Wade securing that last block. Get Beletsky in for an early lead for the Storm.
That actually brings Beletsky one touchdown closer to moving up in the all-time list for rushing touchdowns.
Nice 50-yarder to do it on. Extra point attempt here is Ethan Sneed, the kicker for the Storm. Storm fans are loving it here at the eye. A little bit of a weird snap, but corralled and put down, up and through for the Storm. Now 7-0 here at home. Early lead for the Storm. 9:57, just a little over a minute taken off the clock on that last drive there, Chad.
Yeah, Florida did not waste any time jumping on Jacksonville, and that's what I was talking about with the defenses. They're going to have to step up if they want to win this game.
Florida's defense really started out the season really hot, Chad. You know, they had, I think, 9 interceptions week 1 or 8 interceptions week 1, sitting at 26 right now in the SFL, which is tied for first. So Florida's defense coming out here, if their defense can hold up and protect this early lead, they might be in for a good fortune here in this ball game. Azariah Way, the returner for the Kings, brought that out to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, Florida has a good defense, and Jacksonville's quarterback, you know, coming back out from the minors, has learned that the SFL is a lot different than playing in the minors.
Under center for the Kings, that's Jordan Sipe, number 1. Sidecar in the single back, that's Jared Willis. But Sipe fires out to the right side and hits the receiver number 11, that's Grayson Willis. And Willis has enough for 7 yards there on that first down.
Yep, Grayson Willis getting closer and closer to that 9,000-yard mark for receptions. I kind of want to see him go ahead and do that maybe this first quarter so to get it off his mind.
Yeah, maybe feed him the ball early and just kind of get that. Yeah, let him shake it off. I like that, Chad. Sipe going to go under center again. Willis is the lone back. 3-step drop, and Sipe fires down the middle. Pass is caught down right at midfield. And again, Grayson Willis on the reception.
Yeah, Grayson Willis, that was a great pass to him, but, you know, he ran his route. He broke towards the post, and when he did, that safety that was supposed to be covering him, I don't know what happened, if he just lost sight of him, but he wasn't anywhere and just left him open in the middle of the field.
Twins to the top of the screen. The tight end, Caesar Ackerman, stops at the line on the bottom of the screen. Quick drop for Sipe, gets the ball out of his hands. Willis spins his way upfield, gets 5.
That was a great run, and it looks, okay, he was slow to get up there. I was like, man, these have been some hard hits early in the game for these guys to be getting up this slow this early on.
Yeah, late in the summer here in Florida, maybe a little muggy, a little humid out here in this weather. Cramps could be an issue in this ballgame. We will see. Another single back look for the Kings. Base 4-3 defense for the Storm. Sipe changing something at the line. Quick drop, out route is there, up the right sideline. Caught by Kingston Ellington, the 6'5", 212-pound receiver.
Kingston Ellington, he's a great receiver. He has been since the day he, you know, first showed up in the minors, and he's just kind of slowly started to make a name for himself here in the SFL. I love watching that kid play.
We've met Jordan Sipe and Jared Willis, as well as Grayson Willis. Azariah Way and Kingston Ellington are the other 2 receivers. Tight ends are Joel Harmon and Caesar Ackerman. Third down snap is going to be a stretch play to Willis. Going to be stopped in the backfield. Penetration got through the offensive line of the Kings, and the play made in the backfield for the Storm. And a great stop to that drive. Number 56, Aaron Gooden, making the stop in the backfield.
Yeah, when that line slanted, they just kind of threw Jacksonville off to their left, and there was just nobody there to protect the running back on that play. That was great penetration by the Florida defense.
Jacksonville, their punter, Howard McCoy, out to punt. Art Vandelay, the returner, fair catches at his own 11-yard line. That's where Florida is going to take over. 7 minutes, 26 seconds remaining in the first quarter here, Chad.
It's been a pretty quick game so far. You know, Florida scored, and then they held Jacksonville. So I'm wondering maybe, is this going to be another quick score, or is Florida going to try to eat the clock up?
Be interesting to see how they attack this close to their own end zone. Going to be a split Joker's look. Handoff's going to go to Doyle up the middle, and he's going to get 2 yards for running into the defensive tackle Gardner.
Yeah, it looks like Florida's going to stick, kind of with what worked for them last time, and that's just run the ball down Jacksonville's throat because they hadn't shown that they can stop it yet. So why change something that's working for them? Just keep running the ball.
Gardner, 6'2", 310 pounds, the rookie week 2 signing. Gets in there, makes a nice play. Now 2nd and 8 for the Storm. Slant pattern, well defended. Defender all over that one as E.J. Minson trying to get open. Ball was knocked away there by Garrett Hudson.
That was a good play by Garrett Hudson. I mean, Ron Cochran's been in the league long enough. He should have known better than to throw into coverage that tight. There was 2-3 Jacksonville players right there. For that ball to be completed would have been a really lucky play.
Tough 3rd and 8 from their own 12-yard line. Cochran's going to be in the shotgun alone. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. Brings out a 3-2 defense, a dime 3-2 look from the Jacksonville Kings. They bring pressure off the edge. Slant route is there. Art Vandelay has the first down and more. Brought down finally at the Florida 29.
That was the all slants play. Jacksonville rushed an extra rusher, so they just left a guy wide open. And first down, that's all they needed.
Yeah, beautiful. They overloaded that bottom side of the screen, and then Jacksonville brought the blitz from the top. And it just everybody was shifting over to cover up that blitz, and it opened up Art Vandelay underneath. Excellent play design from the Storm there. Going to try to mirror that look again. Cochran alone in the shotgun. And all slants again. Pass is short of the first down marker. Brought down 2nd and 1. Looking over the middle, he found Barrett and Zarkov, the tight end.
Yeah, Zarkov went ahead and did his little hurdle, but about the time he hit the ground breaking the first tackle, he got planted on that second defensive back coming in.
Wrong Eye Twins look. Maybe a stretch and brought down in the backfield again. Nothing going there to the right side for Beletsky. All those yardage pretty much on one play. It's all there. The Kings getting into the backfield. Number 91, Taquan Hell, making a play, the 10-season veteran.
Man, it looked like he must have been in the huddle because by the time they handed the ball off, he was already in the backfield waiting on the back to get there.
4th all-time in tackles for loss in SFL history. Taquan Hell, no stranger to making plays in the backfield. Cochran back to throw on this 3rd down. Pass is complete again over the middle. That's Stephen Bush making the reception for the Storm.
That was a great catch by Stephen Bush there. He just got into that little hole, and I mean, it was a small little zone for him to get into with that route between all those defensive players, and Ron Cochran was able to find him and just drop it in there to him.
And these two teams early on, they look very prepared for each other. I mean, that first drive for Florida, they really exploded, but I think these two teams, again, 15th matchup all time, I think they're very familiar with each other, and they seem to be in just the right spots to make the plays, as they are in that one. A run up the middle gets stopped for only a 2-yard gain, and Taquan Hill again making the play.
Yeah, this Jacksonville line has kind of started to pick up their play because the first drive, Florida was kind of able to just run the ball, and Jacksonville just kind of stopped them for 1 or 2 yards here, but that still will wear them out if they're on the field too long.
Florida is still looking to overload Jacksonville as they put 3 wide receivers bunched at the bottom of the screen. Doyle, the fullback, in the slot there, runs a quick post slant route and almost gets the first down. We're going to bring up a 3rd and inches here, Chad.
These slant routes are killing Jacksonville. And it's not that they're really doing anything wrong, but these receivers are just finding the smallest holes in the defense to run to.
Jacksonville in a base 4-3 defense. Play action fake from Cochran. Fires right side, and it's there. E.J. Minson open, but runs out of bounds before he was able to turn upfield. They're going to mark him out at the Jacksonville 31-yard line.
This is kind of becoming a methodical drive here for Florida. Again, though, that was one of those routes when he broke to go to the outside. There was nobody there, and first down every time.
Cochran 4 of 5 on this drive, 56 passing yards. 80% on this drive. Now 3 wide receivers spread single back is Charlie Boletsky. They're going to go to him. Pressure gets there, but breaks the tackle. Boletsky able to make something out of nothing and gets 4 on that one.
Wow, I thought, they had stopped Boletsky in the backfield, and he was just kind of able to spin off with those legs that, halfbacks are known for having, and he just kept on rolling.
Now a 2nd 5, 3.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Florida's going to go with the split jokers look. Handoff's going to go, broken play as the pressure got there immediately, and Ron Cochran's going to get brought down back at the line. Now, lucky that wasn't a sack, but Logan Gardner blowing up that play all over it.
I don't know what happened there. It looked like, they went to do almost like an option play. It's what it looked like. I'm not real sure, but somebody got their signals mixed up.
Now on this 3rd and 6. Single back look again. 3-3-5 defense from Jacksonville. Another little outside run for the Storm and stopped immediately. This time the defensive back Terrence Pearson makes a play on Boletsky.
Yeah, had Terrence Pearson not come up to stop that play where it was, that was going to be a first down run there by Boletsky. It was a great run. There was good blocking, but they just didn't block Pearson.
I think Jacksonville learned their lesson from that first drive. They really stepped up and committed to Boletsky on that drive. But I think maybe a little bit of a miscalculation from the Storm as Ethan Snead on for this field goal attempt. 42 yards is good for the kicker and adding to his all-time total there, and going to give Florida a 10-point lead now.
Yeah, that'll bring Snead within 1 of 150 field goals made in his career, so we'll see if he gets the chance for another one, but with the way these defenses are starting to step up, I think he'll be on the field again.
Really, really strong kicker there. Florida has something special there on the special teams unit. That last drive from Florida, though, Chad, 13 played. So Florida showing a lot of ball control with that drive. They had the explosive 3-play, 72-yard drive to start the game, but then that drive, 13 plays, 64 yards before having to settle for that field goal. So Florida appears to be filling things out on offense, but appear to be in control offensively. We'll see how Jacksonville responds on this drive after going 6 plays on their last drive, resulting in a punt.
Yeah, Jacksonville having the young quarterback they're having who is, slowly starting to find his feet here. I mean, he's already thrown 20 interceptions this far in the season, so he's going to have to settle down after that 6 and out and just let that drive go and start anew.
Willis is the single back offset there. Sight back to throw, looking for a skinny post, and the defender that was the linebacker in the way. Number 56 is Aaron Gooden for the Storm in the way of that post pattern.
And that right there is what you get with a young quarterback who, goes 6 plays and out the last drive. He comes back here, he's down 10-0, he's trying to make something happen, and he just wasn't paying attention and threw it right to the linebacker.
Jacksonville now with twins out of the split back look. Base 4-3 defense from Florida. Quick drop from side, steps up in the pocket and tried to throw his receiver open. Kingston Ellington, the intended target on that.
Yeah, he overthrew Kingston Ellington again. You've got this young quarterback, you got a veteran defense. The defense is just slowly winning this game, and they're going to have to figure something out. I mean, start running the ball because so far passing ain't working.
Yeah, you got to run some confidence plays here. And now Jacksonville looking to overload the top side of the screen as Sipe looking to throw. Curl route is there for Ackerman and fights his way for the first down. Got hit from behind, and that gave him the extra momentum needed for that first down. Moves the chains for the King.
That was a great play by Ackerman. It was a short route, caught the ball. He knew where the line was. He knew he had to at least get past that line, and he just powered through 3 Florida Storm players just to get to it.
Yeah, knew he was going to take the hit. Stephen Black there to deliver the big finishing blow. But Jacksonville will take that as they're now at their own 35-yard line. Still 1:40 left here in this first quarter. Plenty of time for them to make something happen. Sipe surveying the defense. Quick drop. Quickly gets the ball out of his hands. And Grayson Willis turns upfield. gets a couple more out of that one.
Yep, Grayson Willis has 33 yards so far, so he is slowly creeping to that 9,000-yard mark, so he should be able to get it here pretty quick.
And wanted to finish out the offensive line for Jacksonville. We didn't get to them. Olivia Bleeker, Alden Bleeker, and Brian French are on the offensive line for the Kings. As Sipes going to look back to throw again. The out route is there for Willis and able to get the first down. This time gets marked out at the Jacksonville 47. Stops the clock at 1:15 here in the first.
Yeah, that was that same. I mean, that was the exact same play that happened last time. So that should have got him almost within a yard or two, maybe even broke it right then of the 9,000-yard mark that he was looking for.
Great career for the Willis brothers both. And majority of those years spent here in Jacksonville building with this team is another reception. Definitely has the 9,000 now. We'll go ahead and give it to him there. 9,000 career yards for Grayson Willis as he has moved that much closer to the 10,000 career yard mark.
I want to go ahead and say congratulations to him because that's a heck of a milestone to pass as a receiver.
Yeah, not many receivers can get there. And for Grayson to get there, it's a great SFL accomplishment, but I'm sure he's hungry for that 10,000. Azariah Way out there on the out route gets the first down. Going to be self-voluntarily pushes himself out. It looks like the Florida 48-yard line.
Yeah, Florida seems to be playing off the line a little bit here, so Jacksonville's just eating them up on the out routes. They're going to have to come up a little bit. But I know the moment they sneak up towards that line a little bit, Jacksonville's going to try to burn them deep.
Yeah, and I like it. Again, these are those confidence builder plays for Sipe. You know, it doesn't get in his head. Now he's building up a rhythm with the offense. Quick drop this time, fires out to Jared Willis, the running back, and he's going to fight his way to get a couple extra off that reception. Going to mark it at the 33, going to be second 3 now for the King.
You know, I know a lot of people really don't like the swing passes. Carolina lived off of them, for years. They work, and that's how you run a swing pass right there.
Final play of the quarter. Sipe with a big drop, and he's going to get dropped in a sack to end the first quarter as the defensive end for the Storm, Deontay Stoneville, able to get there off the edge.
Yeah, Stoneville, he just powered his way around them into that line and was right there when the QB stepped up, and he just dropped him.
That'll do it for the first quarter of the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on YouTube. Here at the I in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the Florida Storm have a 10-0 lead over the Jacksonville Kings. I am Steven Hacker, along with Chad Stinson tonight. In the stats truck is Justin Reside and Declan O'Rourke. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy, and the tight end, Caesar Ackerman, puts the first in first down for the King.
Yeah, he paid for it, though. He's going to be seeing the numbers from that defensive back every time he blinks his eyes now, because that was a heck of a hit.
That was a big hit.
Ooh.
Coming over from the safety spot, or the corner spot, that was Ryan Davidson. 6'4", 205 there. Big corner there, making a play. From the Florida 26, Sipe is going to be alone in the shotgun, steps up in the pocket, throws underneath. About a 4-yard gain on that one.
I do want to point out there, though, how Jordan showed almost like he was a veteran quarterback. He saw the pocket collapse, and he was still able to get that pass out there, even with 2 Florida guys in his face.
Now 2nd and 6. Jared Willis, the running back, sidecar to the right. Sipe unleashes, and that's Kingston Ellington, finds his way down to the 4-yard line.
Yeah, Kingston Ellington gets him that, like I said, that little zone hole right there. You'll see it right here. He was able to catch it, got some more yards. I thought he was going to get in the end zone there for just a second, but Florida shut that hole in that door and window and the whole house up right there at the end.
Give Jacksonville a 1st and goal from the 4. Split like Joker's look, and they find Jared Willis out in the flats, and he's going to fight his way into the end zone, runs over Ryan Davidson on his way to a touchdown.
Yeah, that was a great swing pass again. I talked about him, but that's going to bring Jared Willis. Let's see, I want to say maybe that's a reception touchdown, closer to passing up the all-time. Sorry, I got tongue-tied there.
No, it's all good. Yeah, dude, you're just tongue-tied with the greatness because there's two, SFL legends here in Grayson Willis and Jared Willis, and it's hard to keep track of how much they've done what, because for a long time they've been nothing but they've been all of the Jacksonville offense getting all the workload here. But yeah, he's another a touchdown to his total, and he's just on his way doing what he always does. Jordan Bradshaw, the kicker for the Jacksonville Kings, gets that extra point up and through. Now a 3-point ball game as Jacksonville closed the margin. Elsewhere in SFL action, Queen City is leading the Vancouver Legion 27-10. That game is also on SFL YouTube. That game's in the 3rd quarter. Just about a minute and a half off the quarter here in the 2nd, as Art Vandelay returns this one from right to left out to the Florida 23-yard line. I have not introduced the Jacksonville defense yet, Chad. Why don't we do that? On the defensive line, number 91 is Taquan Hale. Forrest Dalton is the other defensive end. They have defensive tackles Joey Swint and Logan Gardner. Linebackers Chuck Diesel, Garrett Hudson, John Martin. Cornerbacks Chet Maverick, Terrence Pearson, and Bernard Gooden. Free safety Young Bott. Strong safeties are JT Jackson and Stuart Zomelia. 1st down carry for Charlie. He's got some room up the middle, breaks the tackle, and he's going to have another huge touchdown run. 77 yards. What a play from the Bullet.
And that right there is why they call him the Bullet. When he comes out of that backfield, it's like he got shot out of a gun. 77 yards, running over people. Oh, what else? I mean, what else can you say about a run like that? It was just a power run, and he just kept on going.
Showing why he's a former MVP in the league with highlight plays like that. Just explosive play. He can take it to the house from anywhere on the field and delivers a gut punch to the Jacksonville Kings as they just closed the margin on this game. But Charlie Beletsky said, no, not so fast. Ethan Sneed going to come out and attempt this extra point to give Florida a 10-point lead. Not much time off the clock on that one, Chad. Maybe 7 seconds. What an offensive possession. So 2 explosive plays for the Storm in this ball game. Extra point up and good for Sneed. And it is a 10-point lead. Still 9 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, Florida can score points in the drop of a hat. I mean, they're an explosive offensive team when they want to be, and then they can be a team that, at times can't get the ball going the way they want it to, but they just proved they can score when they want to.
Only took 6 carries for Charlie Beletsky to surpass the century mark here in this ball game. 133 yards unofficially. Long of the day, 77, has the 2 rushing touchdowns to go with it. Ron Cochran, not playing so bad himself. 7 of 8 so far in this game. But we're going to get Jordan Sipe out. 14 of 16 in this ball game, Chad. Only 2 incompletions. Playing very well at 118.5 QBR in this ball game. Spreading the ball around pretty much to all his receivers. Doing a very good job so far managing the load of this ball game.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Just momentum's not with them right now.
See what Jordan Sipe can do here. He goes under center. Going to hand off to Jared Willis, who's going to fight forward. I think that's a nice start to the drive. You get 3 yards, and that's something to work with.
Yeah, that was a great run by Jared Willis. I know at one point he was less than, I want to say, 60 yards from a 8,000-yard mark for his career, so...
Be a base 4-3 defense for Florida here. Single back is Jared Willis. Side pump fakes, throws down the middle. Pass is going to be caught. Squeeze it into a really tight window. That looks like Stephen Black there in coverage. Number 82, Kingston Ellington, with his 4th reception.
Yeah, that was a great pump fake. I mean, he pump faked. It froze the defense just long enough for him to be able to put it through that tiny target that he was looking for and find Kingston Ellington there in the middle of the field.
Another split back Joker's look for the Kings here. Gets that base 4-3 from Florida. Side quickly gets the ball out of his hands, finds Caesar Ackerman on that curl route, and that's good for 4 yards.
Again, you know, he's playing a great game back there behind the center, but I don't know what Jacksonville really needs to do to try to stay in this game as much as possible, because this Florida defense right now has just been dominant.
Sipe going to change something up. The linebackers for Florida shifts to the left. Wide open there at the top of the screen. Grayson Willis going to catch the ball at midfield, but runs out of bounds shortly after making the catch.
Yeah, he needs to learn to not lead that receiver so much to where he leads him right out of bounds. He needs to shorten that throw. He's still trying to bullet the ball in there, I guess you would be the way to say it. Just take a little bit off of it. Let them get the yards and get downfield.
3rd and short. Quickly gets the ball out to the tight end of the flats. Takes a shot, but moves the chains for the Kings.
Wow. Got the chains moved, but paid for it in the end. That's how you play the tight end position right there. Yeah. You know you're going to get hit.
Welcome to the league, rookie. Round 3, pick number 76 out of Annapolis. 6-foot tight end. Takes a shot there, but I'm sure he'll take that all day if he can help his team out. 1st and 10 now for the Kings at the Florida 47-yard line. Sipe, a quick drop. Another out route is there, and Kingston Ellington moves up the field to the Florida 40.
I mean, if these out routes are going to get you down the field, keep using them because Florida is not stopping them right now.
Yeah, not showing they're committing to deep passes and medium, intermediate passes. They're leaving the underneath routes wide open, and I think Jordan Sipe is happy right now to take what the defense is giving him. From the Florida 40, Willis unable to get much out of that one. I think they're going to mark him at the line of scrimmage, and that's a tough play there. Aaron Gooden, the linebacker, steps up and makes a play.
Yeah, I'm surprised they marked him where they marked him because I thought he got a couple of more yards than that when Aaron came out of the side, just out of his blind side, and took him out.
Yeah, they did give him the 2. They gave him 2 on that one. It couldn't quite tell where the referee was spotting the ball there. But it's a 4 wide receiver spread. Play action for Sipe. Underneath, the receiver is crossing across, and Aaron Gooden, the linebacker, gets in front of Grayson Willis to knock that one down.
Yeah, it looked like Aaron Gooden was reading the quarterback the whole time because about the time the receiver broke, Aaron Gooden just stepped right in the way.
Yeah, and that was a good, quick timing route. I like the play call in the situation, but Aaron Gooden in perfect position to make a defensive play for the Storm. Be a tough field goal from this spot. You're looking at what would be a 56-yarder. So Jacksonville going to bring out Sipe to see if they can maybe get Florida to jump off sides or an opportunistic. There it is. The offsides jump, and the pass was deflected, so the right play call defensively, but the undisciplined on the defensive line is going to move the chains for the Kings. Exactly what they wanted to have happen there, Chad.
This is what happens in these type of rivalry games. You get pumped up. You're trying to be disciplined, but sometimes you just can't help it.
Yeah, you want to make a play so badly for your team, and you're over eager, and unfortunately it cost you 5 yards for your team, and Jacksonville gets another opportunity to make something out of this drive. Defensively for the Storm, Deontay Stoneville and Alessandro Tomaello are the defensive ends. Alex Dominguez is the defensive tackle. The rest of the Storm defense after this play, Sipe 3-step drop, time to throw, takes a shot at the wide open Caesar Ackerman, running his way up the field, brought down at the 4-yard line. What a play made by the tight end. seeming to be Jordan Sipes' favorite target here in this ball game, Chad.
Yeah, Caesar and Kingston both have been the two he's been throwing to, but Caesar was out there on an island by himself. I don't know what happened to the Florida defense there. Just coverage broke down, and it almost cost them 7 points.
Linebackers for the Storm, Stephen Black, Ryan Tobin, and Aaron Gooden. Corners, Ryan Davidson, Evan Carroll, and Adam Jones. Free safety is Adrian Blaine, and strong safety is Andrew Francis. Sipe looking out to the swing route, and not enough room on the sideline for Jared Willis. Going to run out of bounds at the 4.
Yeah, that's what happens right there when you throw behind your receiver and they have to reach back. Their momentum's going to spin them, towards the ball, and it just spun him right out of bounds because he had nowhere to go on the edge of the field.
Now 2nd and goal. Go with another single back look. 2 tight ends out there. Twins to the left at the top of the screen. Looks like a goal line defense for the Storm. They bring the heat and bring down Jared Willis at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there for the King.
Wow, they knew where that ball was going to go, and they just powered their way into the backfield. I couldn't tell you who all was in on that play because there were so many blue jerseys to stop that play dead in its tracks.
3rd and goal. Jacksonville has to be wanting to get into the end zone here. Quick drop, slant route, thrown into coverage as Florida was in good good defensive position to knock that one away. I believe Grayson Willis was the intended target on that one. So another field goal, a first opportunity to get a field goal up for Jordan Bradshaw in his 2nd season in the SFL.
Yeah, it looked like when he threw it to Grayson Willis, it just went right through his hands because it looked like he had the ball at 1 second there.
Bradshaw, 25 of 26 all time. Only missed 1 field goal in his career. This one from 20 yards is up and good. Closes that margin a little bit more. 1-score game. 10-17 ball game here. 4:47 remaining in this 2nd quarter. Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. Jacksonville going to put the ball on the tee after that 14-play, 74-yard drive, which resulted in the 3 points for the Kings. Florida received the ball to start this ball game, so if Jacksonville can maybe make a good stand and try to get some points, we could go into the half a 0-0 game with Jacksonville to start the half. Chad?
Very much, we very well could. One thing I do want to point out about how important this game is to both teams. Florida is actually tied with 8 other teams at 3-4, and they are also tied in the division with the Swarm at 3-4. So this has a very big outreach for this team, and Jacksonville's trying to break out of a 3-game losing streak right now with this for a win here.
Yeah, I know, and both of these teams in the same division, so a win for either team would really do a lot to help them in their positioning, really would hurt their opponent in a big way. Cochran looking for Stephen Bush on that skinny post, but Stuart Zomelia steps up from the safety position to make a play.
Yeah, he was just, when Cochran threw it, he just never saw the safety there waiting for him.
Now it's going to bring up that 2nd and 10. Florida at their own 26-yard line. Cochran's going to be in the shotgun. Boletsky sidecar right. Twins to the right. Play action fake for Cochran. He's going to find Minson there on that out route. And Minson has enough for the first down. Going to get pushed out of bounds at the 39.
Yeah, Minson, had a great route there. And with the, with the play action, that actually started to bring John Martin in, because he went to break with the receiver. Play action happened. He broke towards the back, and that left your wide open route right there to the sideline.
Great recognition from Cochran, seeing that happen and finding his receiver here on first down. He takes a sack and is going to lose 6 yards as Joey Schwint is able to break through the offensive line and get a sack.
Yeah, I think that came from Cochran's blind side. He never saw it happen. I mean, he just did a swim move past the line, and by the time Cochran noticed, it was too late to do anything about it.
Be a 2nd and 16, very long situation for the Storm. Cochran's going to go under center, 3 wide receivers bunched to the bottom of the screen. Quick drop, pocket holds, Cochran gets rid of it left side, and the receiver is forced out of bounds. Bernard Gooden in coverage on E.J. Minson.
Yeah, E.J. Minson catches the ball. He's trying to turn up field and just stiff arms the back on his way to the sideline to stop the clock. So this puts him in a 3rd and 8. It's more than likely going to be about a mid pass, probably a slant looking at the formation coming up.
When Florida's tried to overload Jacksonville like this, it's typically the all slants, and there it is. And again, it's open on that 3rd and 8. Florida is able to convert. Art Vandelay steps up and makes a play there on 3rd down.
Yeah, on that play right there, for some reason, Jacksonville was playing not to get beat deep. But Florida has ran that formation enough in this game. You need to recognize it and step up to be able to stop that play, because you could have easily have gotten the ball back and gone down and scored and made this a 0-0 ball game.
Cochran with a chance to throw, finds the skinny post, and that's a nice reception out to Stephen Bush. They've been connecting pretty well on that pattern in this ball game.
Yeah, Stephen Bush came into this game needing, 45 yards to move up the all-time list, and he just gained, he almost just cut that in half right there. So that was a great route by him and great recognition by Cochran to see him wide open right there.
Another 1st down for the Storm. As Boletsky's going to be alone in the backfield, offset to the right. They're going to stretch play to the right. He's got the blocking, spins upfield, breaks a tackle, and going to get 11 yards on that one before being brought down at the 22.
I don't know if you saw this once Boletsky was handed the ball. Maybe you'll see it here. But it looked like he hurdled a player. Yep, right there. He hurdles a defensive lineman on his way to gain those yards.
And just fantastic work in the trenches from the offensive line of the Storm there. Man, everybody pulling, everybody out there giving Boletsky room to run. And yet again, another 1st down. Base 4-3 defense for the Kings. And this time, well prepared for the run. Going to stop Boletsky for a loss. Stuart Zamalia there help make the tackle for loss.
Jacksonville's like, you've run on us enough. It ain't happening anymore. We're going to go ahead and stop you.
And we've hit the 2-minute warning. Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. Here at the I in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The Storm holding on to a 7-point lead against the Jacksonville King. Stephen Hacker and Chad Stinson in the booth. Stats team tonight is Justin Reside and Declan O'Rourke. Ron Cochran in the shotgun, looking to throw, quickly throws to the left side to E.J. Minson, who's going to get the 4 yards before running out of bounds.
E.J. Minson has slowly become Ron Cochran's target tonight. It just seems like most of the passes have gone to him on that out route, but it's ate up the clock. It's gotten him in the scoring position numerous times, so keep rolling with it.
Cochran still almost perfect in this ballgame. 12 of 14, 104.8 QBR. Still trying to get on the board with the touchdown. Maybe here in this shotgun set. All slants coming. Pump fakes. Cochran fires down to the 6 and passes caught. And a nice play down into the red zone for the Storm. Art Vandelay gets the call again, and he answered.
Art Vandelay ran in there knowing good and well he was going to take a hit. So he just knew he had to catch the ball, secure it, and brace for what was coming, because that was a large hit by a bunch of people.
Single back ace. Brings out a goal line look for the Kings, and Boletsky got to get met in the backfield. As 2 Kings there to make the play. I saw Garrett Hudson and Logan Gardner in the backfield.
Yeah, Logan Gardner and Garrett Hudson kind of folded Boletsky up there like a taco.
Clock still ticking here. Just about a minute remaining before the half. Florida looking to punch it in and extend the lead. Loose coverage on the Storm as Stephen Bush on that X spot, able to get the reception, but unable to get into the end zone. Runs out of bounds at the 2, but stops the clock with about 58 seconds remaining here in the half.
Yeah, that was a great catch there by Stephen Bush. still kind of behind him, so he had to make that turn, so we didn't know exactly where he was to the sideline. If he'd had a little more time, he'd have been able to go ahead and score.
Watch the outside run to the left here for the Storm. Goal line look for the Kings. They're going to throw the ball. Boletsky in the flats. He's there and in for the end zone for a touchdown. And the Storm extend their lead even more before the half.
Yeah, I think Jacksonville set up looking for a run up the middle, and Boletsky just comes out on that swing pass.
Yeah, and it looked like they were trying to set up something to the outside there, putting the twin receivers to the top of the screen. It looked like they wanted to attack the bottom with Boletsky. Excellent play design from the Storm coaching staff. Snead going to be on to attempt the extra point attempt, hoping to extend the lead to 14 here. Good snap, good hold, and extra point is good now. 14-point lead before the half. For the Florida Storm, they got to kick it away, and Jacksonville's going to have a couple attempts. They do have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
Yeah, they've got all their timeouts remaining, but they're going to have to start taking deep chances now to try to score before the half is up, and I don't know if Jordan has got that much confidence this early in the game. We'll just have to see if they gamble with it.
Azariah Way going to return this one, spins upfield to the Jacksonville 25-yard line. The SFL network is coming to ESTV app. 24/7 SFL programming will include content created by the community, the SFL's greatest games from the archives, exclusive network content, and live SFL regular season games. Download the ESTV app on your Android or iPhone, or on your TV through Roku, Amazon Fire, Vizio, and more. The SFL network, where SFL creators come together. From their own 25-yard line, Sipe quickly gets the ball out of his hands, out to the Jacksonville 33. Caesar Ackerman, the receiver on that one, quickly into this no-huddle set. Sipe still in the shotgun. Surveys the field, plenty of time to throw, looks for the corner route. Oh, had a receiver, the coverage was there, but Swain unable to connect with Sipe on that one.
Yeah, when Sipe threw the ball, Swain never looked back, so I don't know if he wasn't expecting the ball to come to him after that long. It was just kind of a miscommunication between quarterback and receiver.
3rd and 2. If they move the chains, this isn't a bad formation to be in if they just go for move the first down. Sipe, deep drop. Oh, well covered. Triple covered there. Caesar Ackerman, as the Storm were anticipating that. Aaron Gooden jumps in front of it, almost takes it away.
Boy, Jacksonville's lucky they weren't looking at a pick 6 going the other way there by Gooden, because he was waiting on it. He read the quarterback. As soon as the quarterback turned to throw, he broke.
I think Jacksonville wisely is going to punt this one away and not give Florida an opportunity with the short field if they were to try to go for it. So I think with 28 seconds, I think you're smart to punt this one away. The SFL produces over 400 live events each year, but don't miss community content creators and their creation. Catch SFL Nights with AJ Stryker, Say It With Your Chest, Around the SFL, and more covering Season 19 and beyond. To check out archived versions of our community shows, visit simulationfl.net and check out the logo of your favorite team, your favorite form of SFL entertainment on our homepage. Art Vandelay, the punt returner, able to bring that one out to the Florida 36-yard line. The Storm are going to have 20 seconds here in this first half. 3 timeouts. Chad, do you think they might try to go for some points here, or do you think they're happy to run the clock out?
I mean, even if they try to run the clock out, they've already proven all they need is 6 seconds and they can get down the field into the end zone. So this is not even guaranteed that they won't score.
Yeah, Jacksonville definitely can't take a play off defensively here. Single back ace look, stretch play right side. Boletsky beats the linebacker. Now into the safeties as they group effort, bring them down. Bernard Gooden, and it looked like Stuart Zamalia on the tackle, but Florida's going to stay in a hurry up. 5 seconds remaining. We'll see if they snap it. And Cochran's going to call a timeout. Looks like they're setting up for a Hail Mary here, Chad.
Yeah, that would be the only really thing they could do if they were trying to score, because their kicker doesn't have the leg for this kind of distance at all. I don't know very many in this league that do.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Even if you have some wind behind you, that's requires quite a bit of leg. So I definitely think we're going to see Cochran come out here and heave it towards the end zone one last time before the half. Like Art Vandelay, the head coach for the Storm, giving a little bit of words of wisdom here to Cochran before the half. Final play of the first half for the Storm. The eye in Fort Lauderdale, pressure coming. Cochran evades it, heaves it to the end zone. Receiver in the back and tipped away. Jacksonville able to defend that one. Looked like E.J. Minson was the intended target. We're going to close this half out with Florida leading 24-10 here. Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. Chad, quickly, what are your thoughts on this first half of football between these rivals?
I mean, it's been a good game. Both defenses have had their good moments and their bad moments. Just Jacksonville, they can't do much different. They just don't have momentum right now. I don't know how to tell them to get it. It's kind of hard, one of those gray areas as to what they could do better.
Well, I would key off on your first half take, which was, your defense has to show up. You got to slow down Bolesky. You got to get them into some 3-and-out situations. You got to get their punter on the field. You got to get Marcus Agrippa for the Storm on the field and give your offense an opportunity to score some points and catch up. Azariah Way going to start the second half off for the Kings with that return out to the 28-yard line. Jacksonville going to start this half off with the possession. First half splits. Jacksonville with 193 yards unofficially compared to 302 for Florida. Sight played pretty clean, 6 incompletions in the first half, but almost 200 yards passing in the first half.
Yeah, he's 78%. He's not playing a bad game.
Not bad at all. That starts this drive out with an incompletion, looking underneath on that slant. Go ahead, Chad. Sound like you had a little bit more meat on the bone you wanted to finish off. Sipe, yes. So, Sipe has found the end zone once here in this ball game. 104.2 QBR. Jacksonville on their own 28-yard line, 2nd and 10. 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen. Caesar Ackerman is the tight end at the bottom. Jared Willis, the lone running back, gets the handoff met in the backfield. Stopped for a loss, as that was Alex Dominguez. Nice, making a play. So now a 3rd and long for the Jacksonville Kings. Going to go back into that shotgun look. Sipe with plenty of time to throw, uncorks the cannon and into coverage. That one's going to be knocked away, well defended by the Storm. As Adrian Blaine, sorry about that, Chad. Adrian Blaine steps up, makes the pass deflection.
I think Jordan Sipe, he's trying to do a little too much this early in the third quarter. He knows they're down by 14. He's wanting to show that he's the quarterback for this team in the coming years, but settle down, young man. You still got the time. Work your way to it.
So now a punt for the Kings. Punter standing on about his own 15-yard line. In the air, the punt crosses the 50. Art Vandelay going to return this one. Maybe gets a yard, brought down at the Florida 40. Quick drive. That last was 3 and out for the Kings, so maybe not the way they wanted to start the second half with the ball. And now giving the ball to Florida with pretty good field position. Jacksonville's defense really needs to step up big here in a big way. Flip back Joker's look for the Storm. Bolesky gets the carry, and there's the group effort you need to see from Jacksonville. Joey Schwent there to make a play, as well as the outside linebacker John Martin.
Yeah, that's what Jacksonville needs to do as a team. You've got to stop Bolesky, but even when you do that, you still have to worry about all the other, like Doyle, Bush, Vandelay. They still got weapons there that they can use, so it's got to be an all-around effort here.
Definitely need to step up defensively, as Cochran able to sneak that one in through the coverage, finds his receiver, Ron Haynes, the second tight end on the roster sheet, able to make a play there on the all slants.
Yeah, I mean, this Florida Storm offense is just built with targets and weapons up and down the roster. They really don't have anybody that they can say, yeah, we can stop this person real easily.
Handoff on first down is going to go to J.W. Doyle, and he's going to plow his way forward and get 7 on that carry.
Yeah, Doyle, he's one of those backs that you can just go, hey, we need this many yards. Here's the ball. Go get it. And he's going to go out there and get the yards you need him to get.
Now Cochran's going to go under center in this pro look. Pressure collapsing quickly on Cochran, and a second sack on the day. No, it's not. That's the first sack on the day for the rookie. That is Logan Gardner making a big play here in this ball game. Been in the backfield all night in this game, Chad.
Yeah, he's been in the backfield all night. Even with the offensive lineman's hand in his mask, he was still able to get back there and get to the quarterback. That was a great play.
That frame that he has, 6'2", 310, just that center of gravity, able to get under that offensive lineman's shoulders. Art Vandelay on that third down, able to secure the catch, but well short of the first down marker, and Florida's going to have to punt. So well-executed game plan, start the second half for the offense of the Kings. Now going to get their second opportunity on offense, maybe a little bit, need a little bit more momentum for their offense here, but defense definitely checked the box there on that first possession.
Yeah, this is what they need to do, is get more and more of these 3 and outs and get that offense back on the field as much as possible.
Marcus Agrippa, one of the best punter in the SFL right now, and just full display why. Perfect coffin corner kick there, stops the ball at the 6-yard line, gives the Hands team plenty of time to get in there and make a play. Jacksonville really up against it here, starting at their own 6-yard line, Chad.
And that's what you want to do as Florida. You got that rookie quarterback. You want to put him as close to that goal line as possible, because while he's under center, not only is he trying to read your defense, he's got that in the back of his mind that he's only got 6 yards before it's a safety.
Now going to run a little outside play to Jared Willis, who's going to fight for 3 yards. Got met at the line of scrimmage and had to drag Alex Dominguez a couple of yards, but good effort from the running back.
And that was a great play, actually, by Dominguez, because when he came in, he overran Willis and actually had to backtrack and come back and catch him before he gained any more yards than he had already gotten.
Another single back look for the Kings. Another handoff to Willis, who fumbles! Oh, that was close. That was so close. Joel Harleman able to fall on the ball, but Jared Willis almost coughed it up to the Storm. Huge hit on the play. I didn't see the number, but it was a monster hit.
That was a huge hit. Jacksonville's lucky that Florida didn't just pick that ball up and have about, 10 yards for another score.
Now 3rd and 6, still manageable third down. Sipe has to stay calm, finds the open receiver. Great throw from the quarterback, Azariah Way. It's the first reception, and the rookie is on the board here in the ballgame.
There's a great catch there by Way. He was kind of slow getting up after that play after he got hit, because he got spun around and did a somersault and everything else after taking the hit on that one.
Florida really stepping up the defensive pressure. Jacksonville going to go into a shotgun look. Nickel 3-3-5 defense from the Storm. Sipe throws into coverage, pass is deflected and intercepted. Florida takes it away from the Kings. Adam Jones, the cornerback, the beneficiary of the deflection.
Yep, that's what I was talking about with these young quarterbacks. He's still trying to do way too much, throws the ball, and not only did he intercept it, he deflected it to himself. He was able to stick his hand up, knock the ball away, and then turn around and still grab the ball. That's great awareness by your back. Great play by the defense.
First turnover of the ball game. And it goes to the Storm, continuing their hold on the lead in the SFL for takeaways. That first down target to E.J. Minson was just out of bounds, and going to be set up a 2nd and 10 for the Storm.
Yeah, Minson just could not drag the toes on that one. He's been doing it all night, but just didn't have the control.
Jacksonville going to be in a nickel 3-3-5 look as Florida has 3 wide receivers. It looks like a near spread. And the handoff's going to go up the middle, and Beletsky not going to get anything on that one, stopped at the line of scrimmage. Good play up front by the Kings, number 59, Chuck Diesel making the play.
Great play by the defensive line there to help with that sack, because by the time Beletsky got the ball, there was no center part of that Florida line because it had already been blown off and into the ground.
Empty look for the Storm. Cochran has the pressure immediately, and he's going to get sacked. And the pressure hits home for the Kings. Forrest Dalton on the edge, able to get to Cochran and bring him down.
You know, I think maybe the coach told his defense the same thing that you mentioned and that I'd mentioned at the front. They've got to step up, and they're slowly starting to do that now. So we'll see if they can stop this field goal here.
Yeah, defense definitely answering the call here, trying to give the Kings trying to give themselves a shot here on the road. Again, as we mentioned earlier, both of these teams all-time in SFL are number 1 and number 2 in all-time road victories. Ethan Sneed from 49, with just enough leg to get that one through, gives the Storm a 17-point lead here at home at the Storm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm sorry, at the I in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
I want to go ahead and say congratulations to Ethan Sneed, because that'll give him 150 field goals made in his career.
Boom. Milestones on milestones tonight. What a game. 2 prestigious franchises and their prestigious players surpassing milestones here in this ball game. That was a 4-play drive for the Storm. Not much going, but the 49-yard field goal from Sneed gives him 150 career field goals made. Big milestone for him, as Azariah Way returns this one out to the Jacksonville 24-yard line. 5:01 remaining here in the third quarter.
Jacksonville probably wants to go back maybe to those out routes that was working for them, where they were moving the ball down the field, 10 yards, 7 yards at a time, and, work that confidence back into your quarterback. That's what he really needs right now.
Yeah, Sipe looked really good once he had started connecting on some of those short underneath routes. We'll see if they can get him going in that way. Almost tipped away by Ryan Davidson. Kingston Ellington, the intended target, took a shot at the end of that play and couldn't hold on to the ball.
Yeah, again, that was Jones comes in there. Did he get a hand on it? It looked like he may have actually got a hand on it before Kingston Ellington took the hit there.
Yeah, I mean, just in really great position, has the athleticism to make that type of play. Couldn't quite see if he did or didn't, but wouldn't put it past him for sure. Jacksonville going to look at an I-form Twins look here. Brings out a base 4-3 defense from the Storm. 7-step drop from Sipe, and he unloads into single coverage. Couldn't connect with the receiver, and it's going to be unfortunate, but Jacksonville taking the shot down the field.
Yeah, again, like I said, go back to what was working for you. Go back to those out routes. If you got to, throw a swing pass in there, because Florida's not looking for that either, because they're playing so far off the line, because right now you're trying to take shots downfield. Take the yards they're given to you.
Very interesting to try to throw on Andrew Francis there, one of the, if not one of the best safeties in SFL history, trying to take the shot. But again, Sipe with the confidence down the middle of the field, finds the receiver for the first down at the Jacksonville 46. What a play down the field from Sipe, finding Azariah Way.
Great pass. Again, if you look right here, he's between us in a small circle between 4 players. And if you're going to throw it, that's what you got to find.
Sipe now under center. Twins to the top of the screen. Surveys the field, unleashes. That post route is there from the inside, and they're exploiting it all day long. This time they move Grayson Willis inside and runs that post and moves the ball down to the Florida 32-yard line.
Grayson Willis is not done for the day, apparently. He's just, continuously adding on to that 9,000 that he already set earlier in the game.
It's just a matter of time before his route running ability is going to free him up, and they can take those shots and those big plays. But it's been tough sledding, but Sipe has the confidence and looking to throw again here from the 32, finds Jared Willis out in the flats. Willis is going to fight forward, get about 5 yards on.
And there's that swing pass that I was talking about. Florida's not guarding it. If they're not going to guard you there, take the routes. I mean, it's like a birthday gift they're giving you.
Yeah, and it's a great time to do it too, especially, you're right here. You can build up that confidence before you punch it into the end zone. So, definitely start looking for those short and intermediate routes if you're the Kings offense. Base 4-3 defense for Florida. Finds the tight end, Joe Harleman, stumbles a bit, not able to collect himself, and just able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
You look at that right there. You got one quarterback that has 242 yards passing. Looking at those stats, you would think this score would be the opposite of what you're looking at. But Jacksonville just hadn't been able to put it in the end zone.
Big third down here for the Kings. The home crowd getting behind their defense. Sipe into the flats. Well covered by Aaron Gooden. Slows down Jared Willis, and the rest of the Storm get there to finish off the play. What a stand from the Storm as Jacksonville was knocking on the door. And looks like they're going to have to settle for 3 points here, Chad.
Yep, Florida was waiting on it. They knew it was probably coming. They left Gooden at home. Gooden played it the way he was supposed to, and they threw it right to it.
Bradshaw going to be attempting the second field goal attempt of the game. This one from about 42, and it is up and good. So Jacksonville able to close the margin, now a 14-point lead for the Storm. Still plenty of time left in this ball game, Chad, for Jacksonville to mount a comeback.
There's still plenty of time, but it's getting down to the confidence because, looking at their defense when they're on the field, their hands are on their hips, they're breathing heavy, and their offense seems to be about in the same shape, so they just got to step up and tell themselves they can do this.
And you can do this, which is the SFL Weekly Fantasy Contest, which is officially up and running. Think you can draft the best team every week while staying under the salary cap? Or maybe you just want to enhance your SFL experience. Free to play, no season-long commitment, and a new contest opens every week on Tuesday night. Join now and show off your fantasy skills to the rest of the league. Contact Jack Wall, Stephen Hacker, or Hunter Norwood to join today. Florida going to take over from their own 21-yard line. 2 minutes, 40 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Jacksonville flooding the box here. Handoff goes to Valetsky, and he's going to get 2 yards out of that one.
Yeah, they brought everybody in on that, but they also, that's what they're trying to do is stop Valetsky to get another 3 and out, maybe to get a chance to put 7 points on the board. But you got to watch out when you leave the middle of that field open because Florida will beat you right there too.
Jacksonville in more of a defensive passing set in a nickel 3-3-5. Passes deflected over the middle. Like the linebacker able to make the play on that. It's number 59, which is Chuck Diesel. Able to get a hand up on that and knock it away. Good coverage from the Kings there.
Oh, yeah. Their whole defensive backfield was in on that one. But somehow, even with the deflection, the Florida receiver still almost came down with that ball.
Yeah, tipped it up, and almost anybody could have made a play on it. Very fortunate that, I think Jacksonville's... oh, wow, Ron Cochran's going to tuck it and run. Unbelievable. Riverboat Ron trying to fight for the first down. Shocked me there, but a couple of yards short there, Chad.
Ron Cochran takes a snap. About the time he goes into his about 3-step drop, the offensive line was behind him, so he had no choice but to run it because there was nobody to protect him.
Yeah, probably made the wisest choice available to him at the time. But 4th and 2 means Florida's going to punt this away. Agrippa well in his own territory, but plenty of leg. 4.3 hang time. Returner Azariah Way met immediately at his own 31-yard line.
At this point in time, you got 1:31 left. You still got a whole quarter, but this is a drive that you really do need to put 7 points on this board. You don't want to go into the fourth quarter having only put up 3 more points. You've got to put 7 on the board.
Willis up to this point, less than 10 yards on the ground, being used primarily as a receiver in this ball game. Sight, what a nice throw, threads the needle, and Florida prepared. They're in the right field position, but Sipe really confident in his ability to make those throws, and Kingston Ellington, the recipient of some nice throws here tonight.
Yeah, that was, literally through the eye of a needle there, because he missed the fingers of that linebacker by an inch.
And again, I think that's just these two teams are very familiar with each other. I think it shows in the film here or in the game here that these two teams are very well familiar with each other and prepared here in this ball game. As these quarterbacks are having to throw in really tight windows. Jared Willis on first down gets a play up the middle, has to fight for it, but gets one. Going to get marked down at midfield. Alessandro Tomaello, the defensive end on the tackle.
When it comes to rivalry games, you can look at any rivalry game in football. Both teams know each other really well. Stats really don't mean a thing. It's just going to be a hard-fought game.
There have been plenty of big hits in this game. Jared Willis fighting his way forward. Able to get a couple on that, call it 4 yards on that second down carry.
And it's funny you would say that about the hard hits, because, again, that's another thing that comes with rivalry games. The hits are harder. There's more trash talking on the field that you may or may not hear, so these are the kind of games that I love to watch.
Interesting coverage here from Florida. 3rd and 5, and there's no receiver or no defensive back within 7 yards, and the out route is wide open, finding Grayson Willis, and they easily move the chains before we're going to break into this fourth quarter. But the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube, and that's what we have, the fourth quarter of this Week 9 game between the Florida Storm and the Jacksonville Kings. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your project, visit apmmusic.com. Kingston Ellington on that reception, able to move the chains for the Kings.
And Jacksonville's doing what they needed to do, Right there, they bump Kingston Ellington. They let him go. He's wide open. Granted, it may not be 45 yards down the field. Throw it to him. Take the yards that you get the points on the board.
In the broadcast booth tonight, Stephen Hacker and Chad Stinson. Stats team is Justin Reside and Declan O'Rourke. Jared Willis going to get another carry, trying to get something going with the ground game, but so far in this game, Willis really struggling on the ground, 2nd and 10.
Boy, Florida has just brought this run game to a screeching halt. They've made Jacksonville basically one-dimensional all this game, but Jacksonville has kept it, pretty decently close for being a one-dimensional team right now.
Florida coming into this game 6th in the SFL, only giving up 83 yards per game on the ground. Sipe finds Harlman out in the flats. Harlman able to get something going as he's brought down at the Florida 20-yard line.
And see, where you are with Florida right now, you're at the red zone, you're 3rd and 3, your run game hadn't been working that well. So what do? Do you do a play action? Do you do a swing pass, out route? It's kind of a hard decision for them.
We will see what this Florida Kings coaching staff dials up. They're going to give it to Willis, who's going to dive forward, and they're going to mark him just short. 4th and inches. Stephen Black in to make the final stop on the play.
And see, you can't really challenge that because I couldn't tell where the ball was, but this is what I was talking about. You're needed the 7 points. These 3 points help, but it's not what you really needed this late in the game.
Yeah, I think Willis is a nice option there. I think he can get you the 3 yards, but Florida has shown a willingness on those out routes, those underneath routes, to kind of give it up. Bradshaw on for the 3rd attempt of the game. This one up and good from 34. 3 for 3 in this ball game, continuing on the streak. Only one missed field goal from Bradshaw in his career.
Yeah, with Florida, they're like, we'll give up those yards, but we're going to stop your run game. And that's how they've just been able to shut Jacksonville down all night.
Yep, and really protecting their lead. They got the big explosive plays out of Boletsky, and then really just tried to hone in on defense and slowing Jacksonville down, and it's been working really well for Florida here at home. Vandelay changes direction, cuts to the right side, and only able to get out to the 21-yard line.
With Florida right now, with a little under 9 minutes left, go ahead and start trying to chew some of this clock up as best you can. Run the ball some. But that's not to say if they do that, that they won't score quick, because they've been doing that all night.
Shotgun split back. Cochran going to look out into the flats, finds J.W. Doyle, the fullback, for a reception. And he's going to get 6 yards there on the left sideline, brought down at the Florida 27.
It was good. That was a good play by Doyle, because there for a second I thought he was going to step out of bounds, which is not what you want to do as Florida. Let that clock run. Make Jacksonville use their timeouts. Just do not go out of bounds on any of these plays.
Very healthy split from this Florida offense. 173 through the air, 175 on the ground. Going to look for a little bit more, but Beletsky not going to get it. Brought down at the line.
That was a good play there by the middle linebacker, I believe it was. Yeah, Diesel. Got through the line. Beletsky met him at the line, and the play stopped right there.
Diesel, 6 seasons in the SFL, one-time All-Star. Made the All-Star game back in season 15. Oh, Cochran. Risky throw. Two defenders in the area trying to find Verret and Zarkov, but instead throws it into the hands of John Martin, unable to get the interception, but knocks it away. Going to bring out Marcus Agrippa and the special teams unit for the Storm.
That was a good stand by Jacksonville. I'm not saying John Martin would have had a pick six at that point had he been able to come down with it, but I'm sure they would have gotten probably within 10 to 15 yards of the end zone on that one if he could have intercepted that.
And you're bringing out Marcus Agrippa now, so you're now instead you're looking at maybe starting at your own 25, which is really tough considering you had it in the red zone. So punt's going to be fielded and brought down immediately at the Jacksonville 34-yard line. Good punt from Agrippa, pushing Jacksonville to the other side of the field. And that's where we're going to see the offense trot out. 7:41 remaining in this ball game. 14-point lead for the Storm at home.
Yeah, Florida has just caused this Jacksonville team to be tired on both sides of the ball. They have just completely worn them out this whole game.
Single back ace look. And Sipe quickly gets the ball out to Caesar Ackerman, who's going to get 6 yards for him being brought down. Coverage on the play from Ryan Tobin, the 6'4", 238-pound linebacker. 10th season in the SFL. A lot of veterans. A lot of 10th-season veterans on this Florida Storm team. Cochran, 11 seasons. Alex Dominguez, 12. Ryan Tobin, 10. Ryan Davidson, 10. Evan Carroll, 12. Andrew Francis, 11. Got a lot of loyal players on this Florida team. 2nd and 4, handoff goes to Willis. Stephen Black meets him in the gap, and no gain on that one.
That's what I was going to say. Florida has great retention when it comes to their defense. I mean, you've got a defense that probably is close to being one of the more experienced defenses that we have.
And 3 championships to show for it. One of the most historied franchises in the SFL. Florida is up there with them. And that play to Grayson Willis is going to move the chains, gets the first down just enough at the Jacksonville 45.
Yeah, a play like that, that's all going to depend on where your referee spots the ball. It was that close. Either he's going to spot it short or he's going to spot it to where you got the first down. You don't want to leave those kind of judgments up to the officials on a game like this.
3 wide receiver bunch to the bottom of the screen for Sipe. 1st and 10 from the 45. Sipe pump fakes. Now he unleashes into coverage and trying to find Willis down the field. But again, good coverage from the Storm as Adrian Blaine was in the area to make the deflection.
Yeah, that pump fake, it worked once, but when you got a defense with this kind of experience, you may get away with a pump fake once or twice, but it's not going to work every time. Another
single back look from the Kings. Base 4-3 defense from Florida. Willis trying to find something, but actually he's going to lose a yard. Ryan Tobin going to get credited with the tackle for loss.
Willis did everything he could there. He broke out of one tackle, or actually 2 tackles, and just didn't have any more steam to keep going.
Now 3rd and long. Probably the most important 3rd down of the game for Jacksonville. Shotgun look, Sipe underneath, well short. Wow, somehow caught off the deflection, but still well short of the 1st down marker. Not what you needed at all, as Caesar Ackerman only able to get a couple out of that one.
I'm not sure if it would have been better just for Caesar Ackerman to let that ball go ahead and fall, because you really don't want to try to go for it here. You're going to have to punt it. Yep.
Yeah, and with that, you kept the clock running as well. Very, very interesting. You know, I think he was just trying to do what he thought was in the best interest of his team. Florida bringing the pressure, almost blocks it. And Art Vandelay from his own 18-yard line spins, but brought down immediately. And that's where Florida's going to take over. 5:14 remaining in this ball game. Florida with the lead.
I mean, Florida's playing an all-around great game. Jacksonville hadn't played bad. Florida here probably will just either start taking really short passes or start running that clock down.
Nickel 3-3-5 defense from the Kings. Flip back look for the Storm. Cochran changing the play, finds an out route for E.J. Minson there on the left sideline. Minson hit after about a 5-yard reception, but able to fight forward and get 8 out of it.
You know, I know Minson wanted that extra yardage to get closer to the line or closer to the 1st down, but you broke the one cardinal rule this late in the game. You stepped out of bounds, you stopped the clock. You're still letting Jacksonville hang around. You can't do that.
We have gone final elsewhere in the SFL on YouTube. Queen City goes and gets the upset against Vancouver 33-27. Here, Charlie Boletsky dives forward, but going to be marked short, 3rd and inches at the 28.
Just for an update, the score here, looking at it, it never got changed. It's actually 27-13, or 27-16, not 27-13.
Yeah, 11-point difference here as we are getting that updated. A little bit of an issue there, but there we have it. As 3rd and inches, Cochran's going to look for Boletsky, who is going to try to fight his way forward, actually going to lose a yard. Stuart Zomelia in that safety position, getting in the backfield, making a tackle for loss. John Martin also there to help with the play.
John Martin's been on a lot of the plays that Boletsky has been brought down to a stop. Thinking Jacksonville has kind of used him as that battering ram to put Boletsky on his back.
Now going to see Marcus Agrippa. Seeing Agrippa much more here in the 2nd half. Again, Jacksonville's defense, I thought, really has tried to step up and answer the call in slowing down Florida. Agrippa, plenty of time to get this one away. Look at the leg. And Jacksonville, Azariah Way, going to get brought down at their own 30. Little under 4 minutes here, Chad, and you know I don't want to say it's over, but you know Jacksonville really needs to turn up the tempo here and try to close this difference. You know they need 2 touchdowns really quickly, so got to score some points, get an onside kick, and still have time to score another touchdown if you want to be into this one.
Yeah, and their offense really hadn't been able to move the ball down the field that fast. It's going to come down to a pretty close game if they can try to do it.
Quick out route there. Grayson Willis, 15 targets in the ball game. This one's going to go for 5 yards. Going to stop the clock, more importantly, for the Jacksonville Kings.
There they go, though, working on those out routes, which worked for them earlier. So Florida looks like they're kind of starting to give them back because they don't want to get beat deep. So just take them. Work with it.
Yeah, and maybe if Jacksonville can hit on one of those skinny posts that they've been trying to find, you know, Florida's had it well covered, but maybe if Sipe can squeeze one in there, that might be the big play that they're looking for. Going to continue to feed Grayson Willis, though, there on the left sideline. Moves the chains out to the Jacksonville 42-yard line. Did get out of bounds. Clock stops at 3:33.
And see, on that play right there, Florida's lucky there wasn't more yards added to that with a late hit that came in after Willis has already gone out of bounds. So I know Florida's trying to stop Jacksonville, but you got 3 minutes. Be a little more disciplined than something like that.
Trips bunch for Jacksonville, throwing down the middle. Oh, off the hands of Ackerman again. Off the deflection.
That is
another
twice.
play. And Jacksonville going to have to stay in a hurry-up set here with that trips tight look. Play action fake. Sipe checks it out to Willis. Makes a nice spin move. Stays inside 6-yard gain, but keeps the clock moving. Stephen Black there on the tackle. 336 yards through the air for Sipe in this one. As now Sipe to throw. Pressure coming. Alex Dominguez delivers a hit and slows down Sipe's momentum.
Actually, that was a pretty smart move there by Jordan Sipe, getting rid of the ball right as he goes to get hit. He tried to shovel pass it, even though, nobody had a chance really of catching it from the look here, but it got rid of the ball. It kept them from losing yards.
3rd and 4. Sipe's going to be alone in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. Looks like man coverage from Florida. And steps up Stephen Black, tips it away. Well defended play by the Storm.
Stephen Black came from a pretty good distance to put a stop to that play, because it looked like he ran by like 4 or 5 people to get there. So great play on him. But this is 4-down territory kind of for Jacksonville. You really got to think about going for it here.
Yeah, I don't think you give the ball back to Florida here. I think you have to go for it. I think I'm in agreement with you here, Chad. Going to see what the offense elects to do. Looks like we're going to get an offensive possession. 4th and 4 from the Florida 41-yard line. This is ball game for Jacksonville, I would assume. Sipe trying to get the hard count. Nothing doing. So Sipe pump fakes, squeezes it into Caesar Ackerman, who's turned out to be so clutch in this game for Jacksonville. Sipe's got to get up, took a hit on that play. They got to get something going here pretty quick. 2:44 and counting. Sipe looking towards the sideline, thrown and intercepted. Gave it away. Ryan Davidson, room to run down the left sideline. He's got a blocker. Oh, man. Insult to injury. My goodness, so mean. 97 yards, interception. Man, that was crazy. Ryan Davidson absolutely stole that one away from the Kings.
Man, that's the dagger right there that's going to put an end to it. I mean, Ryan Davidson played it great. Great coverage. And, once he had it, he wasn't being stopped, and there wasn't nobody with the speed that was going to catch him either. That was a heck of a play by the defense. Heck of a play by Davidson.
In a game where Florida has delivered quite a few gut punches, I think they just reached into the chest of Jacksonville and just ripped their heart out. That was so mean. What an amazing play by Ryan Davidson. You can add that one to his highlight reel in his career. Fantastic. That was absolutely wonderful.
I do want to point out that actually ties Davidson with Evan Arthur on pick sixes in a career.
So another little milestone here in this ball game. Again, these two prestigious teams in the SFL. Always a great game when these two teams face off. And Florida just on the better side of it here in this. Ethan Sneed with the ball on the tee. Getting ready to give this one back to Jacksonville. This weekend on Next Level Sports, coverage of the Simulation Football League continues at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time in the South, with the Houston Headhunters squaring off against the Lone Star Glory Sunday at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. The Los Angeles Lycans and the Portland Fleet meet in a Pacific Division clash. Live look-ins will feature Atlanta Fort Worth and Canton and Motor City. For a channel guide and more info about NXT, visit nlse.com. Jacksonville at their own 22-yard line, 2.5 minutes remaining. Sipe looking downfield, finds Willis on a screen, and going to get actually dropped for a loss on that one. Aaron Gooden going to be in to make the tackle for loss.
Yeah, at this point in time in the ball game, with the score it is, with Jacksonville, you kind of need to just start working towards the next week. Start looking at plays that you may not usually run. Figure something out going into next week and work on your confidence for that.
Very loose coverage on the outside from Florida here. Sipe back to throw underneath to Ackerman. Able to make the play. And going to get a few yards out of that one. Jacksonville going to be pretty much forced into a no-huddle situation here. Same formation, all slants. Ackerman is open and able to get the first down. Marked down at the Jacksonville 35-yard line, but we have now reached the 2-minute warning in this ball game. Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. In the broadcast booth tonight, Stephen Hacker with Chad Stinson, Stats Team, Justin Reside, and Declan O'Rourke. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, home of the Florida Storm and site of the Eye. Florida with a commanding lead against the Jacksonville Kings here. Jacksonville with the ball at their own 35-yard line. Sipe going to fire down the left side into double coverage. Grayson Willis tried to make a jumping play, but Sipe could not squeeze it in between the defenders.
Yeah, if you're going to throw a ball deep, make sure that if your player can't catch it, nobody can. And that's what he did there.
And I think you have to take those high-risk plays right now if you're Jacksonville. The game is, you still have some time for a miracle here if you just stay focused and you need some things to go right. Sipe with time to throw, looking over the middle, well covered. That was, I want to say that's Adam Jones. That's correct. Adam Jones making a play, already with an interception here in the ball game. Florida still with their starters out on the field, not a comfortable enough lead for them to roll in the second string here. So still close enough ball game. Jacksonville, again, respecting their opponent, not wanting to give up anything and assume anything is over yet. Man coverage from the Storm here. Sipe in the shotgun alone. Press coverage at the line, corner route. There's the connection. And Kingston Ellington has a reception up the right sideline, brought down at the Florida 46-yard line.
Yeah, on that one right there, it looked like the defensive back just broke off. That way he could try to do a jump catch, and it didn't work out for him too well.
Ackerman underneath on that slant route gets 7. And Jacksonville going to have to hurry up trying to save those timeouts that they have. 1 minute and 27 seconds. Clock still running. Sipe surveys the field. Deep post. Oh, squeezes it in there. Grayson Willis undercut the safety and gets brought down at the Florida 20. Still in the hurry-up offense. Press coverage still from the Storm. Staying in that man defense. Sipe. Ackerman caught! 7-yard line. Jacksonville on the doorstep now. 1 minute remaining in this ball game. Everybody getting collected. The Kings back at the line. Sipe with the ball. Corner route. Tipped away. Well-defended play as Evan Carroll in coverage tips it away.
Evan Carroll there. Great play by him. Sorry, I would have finished my thought, but I almost coughed right in the middle of it. I apologize, folks.
Yeah, so it's now a second goal from the Florida 7. 57 seconds remaining. Jacksonville desperately needing a score. Wow, risky throw. The crossing pattern and throwing into that coverage that everybody was just bunched up there. I like the aggressiveness. You got to go for the 6 points here. And Adam Jones, again, in coverage, tips it away.
I like the aggressiveness, but I believe there was probably a better option to throw to than right there. But they're just trying to get the ball in the end zone as fast as they can, and that was the first receiver I think he saw, so that's who he threw it to.
I think we might be looking at an all slant. Caesar Ackerman might be looking to get in the end zone here. We'll see if Sipe is thinking the same thing. 3rd and goal. Ackerman well covered, and Florida all over that as number 99 stepped up in there to make a play in coverage. That is Kevin Mack, the outside linebacker. Everybody on the field knew that Ackerman was who they were going with there. Well coached by Florida to be prepared.
See, this kind of reminds me of a situation back in the Super Bowl when the Seahawks were playing. You know it's probably going to be a slant play, so let's see if they do it.
Now a dime look for Florida. 4th and goal for Jacksonville. They need to get in here. Ackerman dives short. He got the first down though. They had to get to the goal line, and Ackerman. Oh no, sorry, it was a turnover. I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. So Ackerman unable to dive into the end zone. Made a diving play earlier in the game though, Chad. If you remember on that first down on that exact same play, and dove in and got the first down. This time, Florida flips the script, steps up, makes a big play, turns the ball over, but now they're on their own goal line.
That's
very, very tough.
And that's what makes it funny. They're going to have to run the ball. You know it's got to be at least be a run because they can't kneel it.
Yeah, they're forced with going with the play here, whether that's a screen or they're going to go with the stretch play to Boletsky. Blocker's there on the outside and steals the edge, gets the first down. Now Jacksonville going to have to start burning those 3 timeouts that they still have.
Oh, that wasn't Boletsky. That was...
Yeah, you're correct. That's Stanley Nordalis.
Yeah.
The second string running back for the Storm. So now with only 41 seconds, Florida feeling confident that they can run the clock out on this game. Nordalis with that first down carry definitely helps out the backup quarterback on the field, which his name, that's Mike Hatt. Now with the room to kneel on it, now they're going to kneel on it, and Jacksonville going to use their second timeout.
It was a good...
Yeah, go ahead, Chad.
Oh, okay, sorry. It was a good game by both teams. Just, again, with a rivalry game, it kind of seemed like Florida came a little more prepared than Jacksonville did. Jacksonville didn't play bad. Just momentum wasn't with them this game, and that's how it seems to be sometimes in these rivalry games between these two teams. One team has momentum, one doesn't.
Yeah, looking at the stat sheet, Charlie Boletsky, 16 carries, 160 yards unofficially, averaging 10 yards a carry on the ground in this ball game, absolutely dominating. And Ron Cochran, played pretty well, but pretty much took the role of bus driver in this game, but played it to perfection. 1 touchdown, no turnovers, 108.9 QBR. I mean, Cochran did everything he needed to do. As it was the Charlie Boletsky show. They were just kind of patient with those runs. And eventually Boletsky was just too much to overcome for the Kings. And, like you said, the Kings game plan wasn't all bad. It was just Florida had more of the right stuff in there. They had their defenders in better positions on passing plays on defense. And Jacksonville just could not stop Boletsky. And the defensive numbers held true. Jacksonville does really well against the pass, but kind of struggles against the run. And unfortunately for Jacksonville, that's one of Florida's strengths is, the reigning MVP, Charlie Boletsky. So he came out, had a field day here, and really led Florida to victory in this one. As we're now officially, this game is at zeros. Florida going to walk away with a 34-16 win here in their home field of the Eye. Chad, we'll get some post-game clips here. We'll run through some of these highlights, but anything other than Boletsky standing out to you on the stat sheet or otherwise on the film?
I mean, honestly, something that stood out to me is the rookie quarterback, Jordan, from Jacksonville. Played a great game, really did. Only had 1 interception. But looking at the score, you can't really see how good of a game he really had. I mean, it was an amazing game for him. Let's see, he threw for 431 yards? Not bad. He had a 70% completion rate. So besides Boletsky, he actually stood out as another good player in this game.
Absolutely. It's a little unfortunate when you have to throw the ball, 68 times. That's a little tough. That's a big ask of a rookie quarterback. But, the big beneficiaries of that, Grayson Willis had 18 targets tonight. Kingston Ellington walked away with 14. Caesar Ackerman, 16 targets, 150 receiving yards on 14 catches. So big game for some of these receivers, getting a lot of love due to the passing volume in this one. Jacksonville primarily playing from behind, so needing to throw the ball quite a bit. And some sacks in this game as well. Forrest Dalton, Joey Schwint, Logan Gardner. Logan Gardner, a rookie defensive tackle, week 2 signing for Jacksonville, coming up in a big way. Also had a couple, 3 tackles for loss for Logan Gardner. So big day in the backfield for him. On the other side, Deontay Stoneville, the lone sack for the Storm. A couple of interceptions. Ryan Davidson's huge pick 6 there at the end to rip the hearts out of Jacksonville. But that was a highlight play. Definitely fantastic. But we're going to get the player of the game here, and it is Charlie Boletsky. 16 carries, 161, 2 touchdowns. Did have the receiving touchdown as well. The weekly fantasy football contest, if you had Boletsky, that's probably a winner for you. In the booth, I've been Stephen Hacker along with Chad Stinson. The stats team was Justin Reside and Declan O'Rourke. Back at SFL HQ was the commissioner and producer Cameron Irvine. Want to thank you guys for joining us in this Week 2 game. Stay tuned for more SFL action. We got 2 more games tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. See you next week.